We're here with all your
Bad
adjective idea, whatever you want to do.
All the blank.
This is a Mad
Ideas.
Lib today. When's the last time you played Mad Libs? Because mine was actually Christmas, and then the one before that was probably 5 years ago.
It's probably been since like elementary school.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think it was funny that, Mad Libs came up, and it was weirdly recent.
Yeah. Love that for you. What a fun game. I
Yeah.
did just see a Jimmy Fallon episode where he had someone do it. I don't remember who it was. Dang. But yeah,
That's
that was pretty
okay. That's
recent.
one of his go-tos. And I get a little tickle inside my tummy when people talk about Jimmy Fallon because I love him.
I know. I know you do.
And I don't follow many people on Instagram that I don't know. And he's proudly someone that I follow. And I just think he's super funny. And I think it's one of the greatest shows on television. So shout out to Jimmy Fallon. And I like to ask people whether they like celebrities or not, because I don't care for them. But I do have a list of who I'd freak out about, and he's one of those people.
What do you think you would say to him if you ever met him? Have you ever thought about it?
Yeah. First of all, I'd probably panic. So I couldn't tell you, but I would probably say like, I just want to let you know I love you. And I'd probably be like, I know you probably get that all the time. And so I'm just, another person telling you this, but like, you don't know me yet, but it means a lot coming from me.
You're gonna love this. I just saw a video because, like I told you, my whole feed is Taylor Swift and then several other things that are interchangeable. Twilight, Every Once in a While, some other things, books, whatever. I saw this video of this girl that was like, if I ever met Taylor Swift, she's like, I have a response that is like, I think the best one you'll ever hear. Because she's like, I want to be different if I meet her. I don't want to say the same things that everyone else says. So she's like, if I ever meet her, I'm going to try not to cry. And then I'm going to tell her, she's like, I wish that we could switch bodies for a day so you could feel what it feels like to love you.
This much.
So you could feel it in your bones what it's like to love you, Taylor Swift. Like,
that is awesome.
That's pretty impressive.
I would like that one a lot. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, whoever that girl is, I'm stealing it. Because Jimmy, he would be like, you're so coy.
If he said that, I would think you're soulmates. Like, I don't know.
Exactly. That'd be awesome. Do you have a list of people? So Taylor Swift's on that list of people that I'm assuming you want to meet, or is it you don't want to meet your heroes type of thing?
Yeah, I truly have no desire to meet anyone famous.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for coming for today's episode. I'm just kidding.
That's a wrap for today. Like, that question, everyone's like, what famous person or someone would you want to eat dinner, like eat one meal with? I have no idea. I just, because I'm like, I don't want to talk to you and then end up hating you. And then now all your stuff is tainted to me. Like, I just want you to be your art, and that's fine. I want to continue to enjoy your music, and I think she would be a great person, but why risk it? Like, I love Matt Damon. I have zero desire to sit down and have a conversation with him. I just want him to be the Bourne ultimatum, or Jason Bourne. Johnny Depp. Can't even imagine sitting at a table with him. I just want to watch the movie.
I can see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I was wondering where Matt Damon came from. The Bourne series?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a deep love for those movies.
Did you know that I've never seen them?
Again, probably something that you've told me that I've blocked out. No, I did not remember that.
Yeah. Share with the class that sentence, because I thought that was a really funny sentence.
Okay, so this week I learned that, or I realized that when people tell me something and I don't like their answer, I just kind of block it out. Because I had someone tell me they hadn't seen a movie, and then several days later, I was making them guess this movie, and then when they couldn't guess it, then they got to it, they were like, yeah, I've never seen this movie. And I was like, I know we talked about it 2 days ago, and I couldn't remember that they told me that. But it was a movie that I loved, and so I just blocked it out.
Because I don't even want to remember that.
Yeah, I don't want to feel those feelings. Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. What did you
It
learn
also
this
checks
week?
out. What did I learn this week? So James Clear is the author of Atomic Habits, and he sends out a weekly newsletter. And yeah, no plug, just man. And as we've learned, I don't like doing things for too long. And his weekly newsletter is packed with great things, and it takes less than 5 minutes. And who are we kidding? We all have 5 minutes to learn something. So he's the only person I actually have subscribed to. And it's called 321. It's 3 ideas from him, 2 quotes, and 1 question. And it always ends with a link to something funny. So just really gets me. But one of the either quotes from somebody else or ideas from him was someone who runs a mile has more in common with a marathon runner than someone who sits on the couch. And I just think that we try to be so grand. It's like, say, for this year, which is good timing, beginning of the year, it's like you have all these hopes and dreams and plans, and it's like starting small is super important and just being consistent. So it's a thing that I've learned, and I've known this over time, but like, and that's something that I've always strived to be is consistent in promises and who I am and how I show up. But I'm trying to apply it into little things, and those little things just add up. And even in his book, Atomic Habits, like if you're just 1% better, just that exponential growth compared to, not. And it's really just a choice. And so we just like want to do, if we're going to do something, we want to do it really well. And I respect that. But it's just not, it's just fleeting. And it's kind of like a firework that it's great. You hit the gym hard for a week, and then it's like, okay, but what do you look like in a month? And so even when I don't want to go to the gym, it's like just go for 5 minutes. Another thing that James Clear says, but it's like just do it for a little bit, and if you don't want to do it anymore, like leave. And just about being consistent, and it has added up for sure. Especially because I didn't go to the gym and lift for 2 or 3 years, and now I go a lot more. And it's true, just these little things. So being consistent is just really is more important than the grand.
Well, and that one has always stood out to me, that quote that he said, because being in the creative field or in creative fields, like when I was in school and doing graphic design, I remember them always talking about imposter syndrome. And I mean, you get it anywhere, but a lot of like people feel a lot in creative fields and stuff. And it's like being scared to share work or start work or do something or try something new creatively because you're scared of what people are going to think or critique it or judge it. But it's like, exactly, like someone else who has done this thing will be able to have a conversation with you because you've at least tried. Like you say this all the time, like when you're teaching skills at like volleyball camps, like I'm gonna butcher it now because I don't remember it, but like at least paint something so I can give you feedback, right? Like put something on the paper so then I can tell you how to fix it or we can go from there. Whereas like it's hard to help a blank paper. And so I think about that a lot because I think I get imposter syndrome with a lot of things that I want to do or just thinking like I don't wouldn't even know how to like fit into that circle. But thinking about that, like someone who's run a mile has more in common with a marathoner than someone who doesn't, because it's like you have a starting point at least. And then
Hmm.
I think he adds on to that something about like a CEO and someone who's like trying to become an entrepreneur and a CEO have things in common as well, because it's anyone who's become something big has started where that person has started, and all they would want to do is help and support because they're like, I've been there and I understand what you're going through. Whereas it's like when you're at the bottom, you're like, they're so good, why would they talk to me or help me? But it's like in the sense of networking, like they understand it, like they're the best people to talk to, I like that one too. I think that's a good
Yeah,
quote of his.
that's a huge one. Just start painting, whether it's figuratively or literally.
This week I learned, because I was trying to think about what I had learned, and I always think for some reason, there's certain words that evoke certain meanings or whatever. So, like, when I think lesson that I've learned or something that I've learned this week, I think academic or school or, like psychological conversation, or that's not really the word I wanted to use, but in that, you get what I'm trying to say. Whereas, like, it doesn't have to be that academic, if that, I can't
Hmm.
think of another word or way to explain it, but just like simply that, I learned about, we were talking about last week, I learned about an octopus with a cape. That's something I learned. It didn't change my life or who I am as a human
It's
being, but
okay,
right. But yeah,
even if
it's
it's
like,
small.
I know. So learning that I can separate those two things.
Yeah, learning is just learning.
I know.
Learn, learn, learn.
We just get stuck in boxes. We just get stuck in boxes.
Oh yeah,
Or
I
we
think
put
that's a
ourselves in boxes, I
we
guess.
put our yeah. You know what is I think, and that's something we were also talking about was we not only put ourselves in boxes, but I think we put other people in boxes. A big thing that I'm super passionate about is just not assuming. A big lesson in my life was I had this insane amount of pain, when I was in college, like the worst experience. That's a story for another day that I've ever felt. And then thank God it subsided. And then I walked into our academic building and saw one of my friends, and she was like, "Hey Casey, how you doing?" And literally the worst pain I've ever felt. Like it was so extreme. 20 minutes ago, and then now I felt fine. And when she asked me how I was doing, I wanted to grab her and be like, I am so good. Like just so good because I experienced the worst thing ever. I mean, to my young life just a few minutes ago. So, and it's just different perspective. And so even with people, like you don't know what they've gone through 5 minutes before you've seen them, or even last night, or what they're currently, having to handle. And so it's not only putting ourselves in boxes, but other people, or like thinking it's what they want to do. It's like, or what they can do. Someone, I don't know if it was you, but someone was telling me about their family that they felt like they couldn't. Their family obviously has known you your whole life. And so how they were as a kid was one way, and now they're different as an adult, but their family still saw them the same, although they were very different and had different behaviors or thoughts or feelings, etc. And I thought that was super interesting that even like your family can stunt you or prevent more growth because they just hold on to how things used to be. So, yeah, I just think when people want to show you with their actions or words like who they are, like believe them and support them, you know?
Well, and even allow yourself to be creative, like get life differently.
Yeah.
Just because you think it's supposed to be one way, test the boundaries. Right? Break the
Yeah.
rules. Try to do it a different way.
Do you have
Something
an
I'm not very good
example?
at. No. Hold on. Well, just that, like looking at that word, like lesson learned to me was like something that I learned out of a
Mm,
book or made my life better versus, hey, I learned that the sky could be pink at certain times of the day. I don't know if that
yeah.
makes any sense, but
Yeah. We just don't like maybe you're another way to look at it is regimented or
yeah,
grand. Like we're just always wanting to be so grand.
yeah, yes.
Yeah. 100%.
Finding
That's where
whimsy.
you said happy little accidents, and I was proud of that one. I think that's a great one. Bob Ross, the guy.
Like,
He was a good example. If you're feeling stressed, go watch an episode of Bob Ross.
I have
Actually,
never.
okay, this was a really cool birthday gift. Again, not sure if I shared this one with you. Friends had set up because I was so interested in Bob Ross, like bought easels and canvases and paints and sat down and we put a Bob Ross episode on TV and then would follow it. And it was so fun because it's not sip and paint.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be like sip and stroke. I feel like we should make these more phonetically make sense. But anyway, Pinot and paint. There's so many things that they could have done. Anyway, still can't
Call
even
this
think
girl
of the
up.
actual word, but something like that. It was just so much better because one, it was way more complex. I mean, it's so funny. We're like, don't be grand, but I don't want to paint a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
I want to paint a beautiful landscape, and so it was incredible to just sit there and watch Mr. Ross teach us, and they actually turned out insanely good. He's a really good teacher, and they're only 30-minute episodes. I mean, did not take 30 minutes. We were, of course, perfectionists. Okay, rewind, and 4 hours, maybe. But that's a really good. I need to do that again soon. I think that's a really fun day and, afternoon or evening spent with friends. Just put on some Bob Ross and go get
Would
some
be fun.
canvases at Michael's.
Yeah, I've never tried to do a Bob Ross painting. I know who he is and I've seen
You
clips.
don't need to because you're so good. You
I
are,
don't
Miss
enjoy
Humble.
painting. I was gonna say anything, but like I like abstract with just color, mixing colors. So like if I have to do any kind of form or a person or a landscape, I just get pissed off because it doesn't look like
Mm.
any sort of anything real. But yes, I like playing with colors.
Well, your abstracts are really good. Berkeley made me an abstract painting for my birthday, and it's hanging in my house.
I spent hours on this thing because at the time I did not know, and I'm not gonna remember what it's called right now, but there's like a paste basically that you can put on canvases to like build up layers and create texture. And so I just had layers of paint on this thing. If you took a knife or something and dug through some of the thicker areas, there was just gonna like look like a tree, a ring of trees. Like it just color under like so many colors under there because I didn't
That
know
was
that
a
that was a
cute
thing.
reference.
But yeah, I love texture in a painting and finding out about the paste that you can put on first was a game changer. But yeah, so yours was a labor of love.
Figuratively and literally. No, I love it. I was so happy. And I don't, you know how some people, it's like, this art speaks to me. Just like And people would meet on vacation. That was funny.
Yes.
The wooden statue is hilarious. She should have known he loved her carrying that bad boy through the woods. No
Spoiler,
average
spoiler.
person does that. Yeah, that's a huge part of the movie. But yeah, art speaks to certain people and it doesn't for me. And
Mm.
I don't know if it's just because I love you so much or what, but the moment I saw that painting, I was like, I just want to sit and stare at this thing forever. And I would find new in this abstract different shapes and
It was like, where's Waldo?
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that one before. This looks like this. So it was really cool. It's literally the gift that keeps on giving because I just find something new in it. So it was so good. She put gold accents. It was kind of shiny and then matte and some. So if you need something painted for your house,
I know, I need to pull the canvases out here. I haven't done it. I brought my painting stuff.
do you think your team would be down for a Bob Ross night?
Honestly, I'm sure they would. This team is awesome and everyone likes to do crafts. We're doing a candle making night on Monday, actually.
That's so fun. How do you even start that? Where do you buy the stuff from?
I'm not sure. We have one teammate
Okay.
who it seems like she has done it before and she was in charge, so I think she got all the stuff. Because several weeks ago she was asking everyone. I don't know how I missed this because I felt like I missed a conversation at practice, and then we were in the group message and it was like, so what sense would we want if we ever did candle making? And I was like, where did that come from? I was still lost, but then people were so someone must have there must have been a group of people that had talked about it at
Mm,
a practice or something. So I think she bought these scents. I'm sure it's oils or
yeah,
actually I don't yeah. And then once she got them in, then she was like, "Hey, let's do it on this night." And so
that'd be fun.
it's a soy candle, and then you get a wax wick,
Hmm.
and then mix the scents in there.
That'd be awesome. And then the fact you can pick your own one. That's a really good idea. The Bob Ross one might be tough because there's a lot of people there. And if you do get some perfectionists, which I totally get it, and they want to like rewind it, and then every other people want to move on,
Yeah.
it might be kind of tough to manage. But if it's a small group. So pick your
Okay.
favorites. Just kidding.
If you're watching, just know
They
that
watch
I like
this.
you best when you come to this night.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it
That's
would be
good.
fun.
I know. Time just goes by so fast with you. It really does. Since Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and as promised in the last episode, how girls and boys are very different. So, like normal people, I was in my own world, and the world revolves around me when I was,
Sure does.
growing up. And my way of thinking is the only way of thinking, right? So,
Absolutely.
I was like, okay, I'm a very organized, thoughtful, prepared, intentional person. And so if I'm like this, when I'm talking to a guy, dating a guy, like, then he should be like this. And there were so many times that I'm like, and I didn't get it. And it would bring a lot of frustration. And so I'm like, we're just people, like, figure it out. Then Berkeley and I'm glad you were here for this, we're recruiting. And one of my friends, who's a club director. Her name is Amanda, and she's one of the funniest people that I know. And she was telling a story about her 4-year-old boy. And I was asking how her son was, and she was talking about how crazy he was. And she was like, yeah, he was sitting in the back seat and we were just having a conversation. And then I look in the rearview mirror, and all of a sudden, like, he just pulls his wiener out of his pants and is just like playing with himself. And like, that's all he cares about. It's just like, and I'm asking him questions. There was like really fun conversation, and then all of a sudden, just like, and I don't know what it was. It was just an aha moment of like, oh my gosh, like, why do I think that we're the same when we are not the same at all? Like, a girl would never do that. I mean, some girls probably would. Like, no offense. Just like, it's just guys are definitely a lot simpler, I think, by nature. And so I was like, man, I gotta really stop. And not saying I don't have any expectations at all, but it was a great realization to just think a little differently.
We reference that conversation pretty much every time we talk. We're like, remember Amanda? Yeah, guys are just they're different.
So different.
They're just different. Yeah, my mom and my dad joke with me all the time because me and Casey are similar in that way. Like, there's a lot of intention, and like we are very aware of other people and try to be helpful. Or I just think we're observant and just like want to make that person feel cared about, understood, heard, whatever. And we communicate pretty effectively. I think we're pretty good communicators. And as I'm learning in life, that's not something that a lot of people are very good at. But my parents always joke with me, even just like specifically with my siblings, because that's usually when it comes up. They're not you. And we don't want them to be you. You are great. They're great in their own way. But like I was talking to my mom about someone that I was dating or like talking to, and she's like, you don't want them to be you. That's a lot of you. We need them to be them, right? I agree with you. I still think I'm pretty great, but you're right. That would be a lot of me to have two of us in one relationship. But yeah, because I was talking to her about this frustration that I was having about communication, and I have such okay, long time ago, someone was made this comment to me about high hopes, low expectations, and I have years. It's years that I think about this phrase because I still don't know how to do it. I think I am just turning the corner on this and like starting to understand or getting old enough where I can have the maturity to be able to do it. Like I don't know what it is, but I was probably 18, 17, 18 when I heard this advice, and I'm 28 and just starting to figure it out. Like that's a long time. But I have expectations with communication or like a give and take in a relationship. If like to me a relationship just it means expectations. An expectation on both sides. A relationship is it takes two people to be a part of
Right.
it. So I get caught up in that, and I go through this cycle of communication with people, fun and happy and having a good time talking to them, but then they're not doing it the way I want them to do it, and then I'm getting sad, and then it starts to build, and then I'm frustrated, and then I get angry, and then I want to scream and yell at this person, and then we talk for a little bit, and I'm like, oh, it's all better, and then it's just a repeating cycle of of this person isn't me, they're not gonna be me, they're never gonna communicate like me, and that's okay. Doesn't make it any easier sometimes.
And I like the turning the corner phrase. That was really funny. Just turning the corner. I need to add that
Just
to
like
my
peeking
repertoire.
around the edge.
Just a peek. We have to reference a video that was a female that was directing guys how to be better communicators. And it was like, guys, ask a question and then you're listening for the anchor. It's like, okay, how was your day? It was good. I went on a walk. And then she goes, there it is. Did you hear it? Walk. There's the anchor. Walk. Tell me more. And then just shut up. I love that girl's video. Don't say anything else. Just listen
Yeah, she's like, you
and
have
listen
two
for the
things.
next
Always
anchor.
say, tell me more, and then shut up.
Okay.
Tell me more. Then listen. The asking and then the
And
listening is important.
right. So, boys, if you're listening to this, it is a fact. There's a little secret into our very different worlds.
My mom has always said, because her mom has always said to her, she's like, women just need breadcrumbs. Like, we just need crumbs.
Mm.
And those are the crumbs. Ask us about the thing that we just told you, and then listen. And then we feel heard, and then we're all okay. But when it's repeatedly not feeling heard, then we get frustrated.
Yeah.
It's just little crumbs of, I hear you, I see you, I'm listening.
Yep. It's true.
Whereas, yeah,
That was a good one. I like the breadcrumbs from your mom.
yeah, she said that to me every other conversation that we talk about stuff. Clearly,
Her
I have
parents are
not
so
learned that
smart.
lesson.
Clearly. Clearly a lot to learn. I'm glad you shared. So, Valentine's Day tomorrow. I don't know about you, but I'm not doing anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
Very consistent, just like the last 28 years.
I'll send you a little some. But some fun facts about V-Day. So it used to be illegal to send Valentine cards in some places. Long time ago, 18th century England, Valentine cards were banned briefly because people used to send insults anonymously. The
Love
first
that.
version of internet trolling. And a second one is chocolate became linked to love because of medicine. In the 1800s, doctors claimed chocolate could cure heartbreak and boost passion. So the prescription were truffles.
Truffles.
It is true. You're either a
Cream.
chocolate person or you're not, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't understand those people if they're not.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's one of those things when people tell me I block that out. We couldn't be friends. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. What happened to
I,
the
I,
to the love
what?
letters? Now we just get text
I know.
messages. Love letters on Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
Write a good love letter.
yeah. Not trying to toot my own horn, but that's something that I do for people. Is like I wrote a letter to a surgeon in my job who's just going through a hard time
Yeah, you've always
yesterday.
been very good at sending cards and notes.
Yeah. I'll have to on the next episode we'll talk about letters and typewriters because also that's
Ooh.
actually where it started. But you didn't know that one. Typewriters.
Yeah, no. Great. I'm excited to hear where
I'll
that's
tell you
gonna
more
go.
about it.